Hi, it's me, Jazzy. I'm back with another tech-related video, and today I'm taking a look at a disco light. You might remember we took a look at the DJ laser light from Ehaho recently. Well, they've sent me another one. Now, this one is notable in that it comes in a huge box. Now, this is a 6-in-1 disco light, complete with stand. Apparently it's got everything in here. I need to set it up. So thank you to Ehaho for sending me over this rather large box. Let's get it on the bench and see what we got. Right, let's have a look. Right. Another box. Oh, okay. A slightly smaller box within the box. All right, this is like pass the parcel for DJs, is it? Ah, here we go. Look, I've opened it upside down. Of course I have. Why would I not? Right, this looks like the light itself. It is. Party light. 6-in-1. Let's get all these out of the way so we can have a better look. So we've got a smaller box here. That's pretty light. Oh, we've got some instructions here. How to set up the stand. Good, we're going to need that. Okay. What have we got in this one? Oh, that's obviously part of the packaging, is it? To keep everything, okay, in one place. Oh, and that's empty, and that's the stand. Right, okay, lovely. Right. So, we've got a bit more room now. So, we've got a stand. We've got some instructions for the stand. And we've got a party light. Quick look at the specs then. So this particular one is the L2700A. There are various options. This is, I believe, the top one of this particular range because it's the 6-in-1. Okay, so there's all your different control modes. All right, so let's have a look. Right, again, we've got a remote control. And we've got some cleaning wipes to remove excess dirt. Okay, that's always good. These are actually good because when you use it in a nightclub, you can suffer from smoke fluid residue on your lights. We've got an instruction book here, which we'll take a look at, which is multilingual. So, okay, all the instructions of how to use the light, which I'm going to need. We've got some foam, we've got IEC lead with a decent UK plug on it. Okay, good to see. And here's our light. Right, let's get that out of the way. We can have a quick look. Here we go. Right, here is our disco light. This is apparently 6-in-1. So I'm guessing we got 4 lights here. We've got a disco ball type thing. They describe it as a disco ball. It's not what I remember a disco ball as. And we've got these other randomized lights here. Standard mount on the top. What have we got on the back? So we've got power on off, IEC socket, fuse, control panels. Pretty standard for a disco light. You've just got a menu, up, down and enter. Microphone there for sound to light. I will test it on sound to light. I got told off last time because I didn't do sound to light on it. And we will do a tear down on this one as well at the end of the video. And we have our control for DMX in and out. Lovely. So what we'll do, we'll hook it up. We'll take a look at the basic functions of it. I'll take it out to the club, see how it looks in the dark, and then we'll take it apart and see what makes it work. Let's see if it's any good. I mean, the last light I had from Ehaho was pretty good and was pretty well received. So let's see what this one's like. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the stand. So we've got our installation steps. Looks pretty simple. That's just a tripod basically, and then your light just screws to the top of it. All right, so seems fairly simple, which is good, bearing in mind I have to assemble this in the club later. Remove the packaging, and yeah, it's just a standard, let me zoom out a bit, it's just a standard tripod type of thing. Nice and straightforward. Yeah, that just lifts up and it, yeah, okay, pretty standard. sort of thing. All right, it extends quite a bit, so that's cool. So that's the stand. Well, the stand looks quite straightforward. We've got remote control here. It's got quite a lot going on here. On, off, DMX, various auto modes. So you've got 3 auto modes, 3 sound modes, and you can adjust the sensitivity of the sound. That's quite good. Motor start and stop and motor speed, because it does look like we've got some rotating gobo type things in here. So we've also got a RGB disco. That sounds like fun. Disco effect auto, pattern 1, 2, 3 and 4. We've got a UV mode, LEDs auto, and we've got a strobe mode. Okay, let's have a quick look at the instruction manual then. What have we got in here? So I think this is multilingual. Oh, here we go. So we only got that much to read. That's all right. I can cope with that. Right, so we've got our usual safety warnings here, and tells us basically how to use the remote control here. So it seems that this section here, the purple buttons, is to control the lasers. So we've got a red, blue and a green. Looks like we've got 2 reds. We've got 2 reds, a green and a blue. Okay, that's to change the speed. So it tells you here what all the modes are. So you've got 3 auto modes, which do all these various different things. And then we've got voice activated mode, which is the sound to light, which we'll try. We'll put some music on in a minute. That's all your DMX channels, 0 to 255 as normal. And that is it. That is the lot. Right, pretty simple stuff. Let's hook it up. I've got this set quite low, so you can actually see what's going on, otherwise it's going to block your view. Turn the studio lights off. We can have a quick run through of the functions that we've got here. So already looks like a disco in here, doesn't it? So we should have auto mode. It's on auto 1 at the moment, so it's just going to run through. Bear in mind it's mounted upside down on this stand. If you had it on a hanging type stand, it would be the right way up. So you've got auto 2, that just runs through really random stuff. Auto 3, auto 4. We got some strobe warning. Okay, auto 5. How many autos is there then? I thought it was only 3. It does suggest that there's 3 auto modes. Well, we're up to 5 so far, so we're doing well. Auto 6, more strobe action. All right, so there's 6 different auto modes, and then we've got voice activated mode. Right, so there we go. So you've got sound, 1, 2, 3. So you've got 3 different sound to light modes. Then if you press menu again, that goes into your DMX. So if you plugged into your DMX controller there, you can address this as you would with any other light fixture in your DMX software or controller. Obviously we've got our remote control here. So from the remote we can do our auto 1, auto 2, auto 3, and then we've got our sound, sound to light 1, 2 and 3. And you can adjust the sound sensitivity as well there. Okay, so we've got RGB disco. So this just runs through the colors, red, green, blue and white. Okay, we've got disco effect auto. That's just that middle, spin this around. That's just the middle fixture going. So you can see there. Sorry for the glare on the camera. So if I go back to that RGB, you can see there that is literally just doing red, green, blue and white. Okay, with the 4 buttons here you can control the 4 different patterns individually. So you could turn off the green, turn off the red, that controls the blue, and then you've got another red there. So that's nice that you can control those individually. We've got a UV mode. There we go, which just, if I spin that around, you can see the UVs there. With your UVs, you either got UV on or UV strobe or off, and then you've got LED strobe of different colors. My goodness me, that's bright. Red, green, blue and white there, look at that. And then you've got auto, just run through a random sequence. This is quite bright. Right, and then you can turn your light on and off from the remote as well. Fantastic. All right. And now let's try a sound to light mode. Here we go. Yeah, you're gonna have to have it pretty loud to trigger that. Yeah, if the sound's not loud enough, it's not gonna trigger even on the highest sensitivity. But fortunately, I know somewhere we can take it where we can make loads of noise. Let's pack this up and take it to the club. Here we go, I've got the light set up on its stand. It's just on auto mode at the moment. As you can see, it's just running through a few light patterns there. It is pretty bright. It's quite a large space I've got it running in at the moment. So it does have a fairly good throw onto the wall there. My camera's probably not showing it to the best of its abilities, but you can see the light patterns on the dark wall there generated, the 4 different colours. Quite like the spinning shapes. And if we pan back, you can see it is pretty bright. For a party or a medium-sized venue, you'd probably be alright with this. So you can see introducing a little bit of smoke and the venue lights really adds to the effect. There's a little bit of the strobe there. With the smoke, you can start to see the laser beams, which looks really cool. Here's the UV effect, static and strobe, and then turning on the RGB colours. So there's the green, the red, the blue, and the other red. You can see how the smoke enhances the look of it. If we pan round, you can see the effect on the dark walls there. You can see the spinning shapes. It's pretty cool. That's the 4 spinning colours there. Just with a little bit of smoke, not very much. Obviously the venue lights are now running as well, sweeping across. And on sound to light mode, the beams are reacting to the sound. In the nightclub, it's obviously a lot louder. You have to have it either really loud or you have to have it next to the speakers. If you're doing a small party or at home, you'd need to have it next to your speakers, ideally. If you're in a venue like this, not a problem, the sound is way loud enough to trigger it. So there you go. So you've seen what the 6-in-1 disco light can do. Let's get it back to the studio and see what lies inside. Alright, so we've seen what it can do. Let's have a look inside. Let's see if we can get the top off, shall we? I'm intrigued to see what I'm going to find inside this light. I mean, the case looks quite nice. It's nicely put together. Seems robust. There's no sharp edges or anything. Alright, let's have a look. Right, so let's see what we've got. So here's the motors there, mounted in for the 4 main lights. So they do like a sort of almost gobo type effect. Spinning there, you control from the remote control. And they've got the end ones angled a bit more. Okay. Yeah, and there's the boards for the LEDs on the front. That's the LEDs that do your UV and your strobing and stuff. Okay. And then we've got in the middle there what they call the disco ball, which doesn't look like the traditional old disco ball, but it does give a kind of rotating effect to the light. I mean, it's very nicely done, cable managed and everything. They've done a nice job of putting it all in. You've got a fan down the end there. It's only a little fan, but it doesn't get particularly hot, this light. And the fan is pretty quiet as well. I mean, over the music, you'd never hear it anyway. A little board on the back there for your DMX next to the main board. Nice to see the case is earthed. There is an earth. Yeah, there is an earth tag going to the back of the case. That's your main board. So let's pull the back off. Have a better look inside, shall we? So I'm going to have to turn it the other way up. Just going to remove the power from the control board just so we can get a slightly better look. It's a bit of a nest of cables. I don't really want to undo all those if I don't have to, because then I've got to remember where to put them. But I think if we zoom in a bit, we can get a look at all the good bits. Got those chunky resistors there, probably the current limit resistors, I would guess, for the LEDs, 8.2 ohm. Alright, we've got a HC 89S003A. That is an 8-bit microcontroller. Over here we can see we've got some room there for some extra components. We've got a 75176B differential bus transceiver, possibly for dealing with the DMX data lines. Then we've got a 7805, that's the 5-volt voltage regulator. What have we got over here? Oh, we got this CMOS stuff. Is that 70? Yeah, 74s. Look, 74HC595D. Okay, they are CMOS devices. That's an 8-stage serial shift register. So on these, the shift register and storage register have separate clocks. All right, and then up the top there, we've got an XL1509. That's a buck converter, DC to DC, 40 volt 2 amp, and you've got the Schottky power rectifier next to it there, SS26, nice. So yeah, you can get the gist of what's going on there. So a bit of logic and some communications ICs to make sure all the data's going to where it needs to. Some of that's going to be handling obviously the DMX signal if you're running it on DMX. It's the little power supply board, pretty minimal. You can see the AC in on the left there. We've got a fuse, tiny transformer, and the power out to the main board is on the right there where that little daub of red goo is. That's what I disconnected to get the board out. I guess we better get this back in one piece then. Well, there you go, the L2700A 6-in-1 disco light from Ehaho. Well, we've seen what it can do, we've seen what it looks like in the club, and we've seen what's inside. So what do I reckon? Well, it's not bad for the money. I mean, you get the stand included, and I believe it's $149 at the moment for the 6-in-1 disco light with stand, which is not bad. If you're a mobile DJ or you do regular parties or you've got a small venue, then yeah, this is a great light. It's not going to really fill a massive space, but then that's not what it's really aimed at. The stand's really easy to put up, only takes a couple of minutes and you can have it up and running. So if you're doing a party or something, you could set that up, put it on auto mode, and happy days. You've got something to keep the party going all night long there. As we saw, and as with a lot of disco lights, a little bit of smoke or haze does make the effect better, and you can see the laser beams, which looks really cool. The sound to light is fine if you've got it near a speaker or you've got your volume really loud like it was in the nightclub. That was absolutely fine. This has got a lot going for it. You've got everything you need really there. You've got the stand, you've got the disco light, you've got the remote control, which is pretty handy. And in terms of disco lighting, not a huge amount of money. You're just looking for an all-in-one, no fuss disco light, then maybe this could be the one for you. I'll leave the links in the video description down below if you want to check it out, and big thanks to Ehaho for sending over this light for me to check out. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. As always, massive thanks to everyone for watching, sharing, liking and subscribing, and big thanks to all my YouTube members. Don't forget, you can also support me on Patreon and buy me a coffee, which helps to support the channel and keeps me making more of these cool tech videos. I'll be back soon with another tech related video, but in the meantime, take care and I'll see you on the next one.